All right, y'all. It's that time. First time back on open water in Wisconsin. We still got a lot of snow on the ground. Boat's all covered up. We're gonna get this thing off and we're gonna go out and see if we can get some bass today. It is March 28th. It's the weekend after the Classic. We're getting all jacked up with these first Phorm Energy drinks, getting ready to get out there and get after it. I'm excited. First time back in Wisconsin on the water. Water's been open for a little bit. I'm curious to see what the water temp's going to be. You know, there's a lot of the lakes around here still are iced up and there's floating ice around, but where we're going, there's always current rolling through this area. So it's open. There's other boats here. It ain't no private pond, but let's get this cover off this bass cat and get out there and get after it. I am pumped. We're out here on a river bend, or a steep riverbank, rock, 39-degree water. It's a little bit cold, but the water's open. They gotta eat, so we might as well catch them. See what we can make happen. Starting off with a little tube. Just a brute. Come here. He can't even shake. There we go. First Wisconsin bass of the year. That's a beaut. Pretty fish. We're gonna get a picture and turn them loose. They're gonna get bigger. All right, y'all, just caught the first fish of the day. I'm just gonna kind of break down my setup for you real quick just so you can see what I'm using. But it's just a little, fix this tentacle here. Just a little tube, 2 3/4 inch, 1/4 ounce weight, 10-pound line, 15-pound braid, and more of a medium heavy style rod. It is perfect. It's got a really good tip and a good backbone, but yeah, just low and slow. Water temp's 37 degrees. These fish ain't moving that fast, so let's get back out there and catch some more. Another thing to keep in mind, check your line. There's a good one. Bunch of them there. Absolute pile of them there. Can't even shake anymore. Look at that. That's pretty. Look where he's got that thing. Red lips and all. Just wide. Got a belly. So that's a 3 1/4. I don't know how well you can see with the sunlight, but 3 1/4, not a blemish on this fish. Just pretty. Northern smallmouth, fat, just thick. Getting ready to move up. They're feeding up big time. We're gonna let them go and get another one. Bye, buddy. All right. Again. Let's do that again. And just demolished it too. Oh my gosh, there's a pile of them there. Let's just try this sucker for a second. up and looked at it. Went over and picked it up. Ain't that big, but every single one of them, look where they got it. Just choked. Gone. Now we were just kind of drifting backwards. Boom. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the one that came up and looked at that jerk shot. That feels better. Oh yeah. Didn't even move it. He swatted at it, he didn't even eat it. Oh, he's got a cull hole. Cull clip hole. It's a pretty one. It's another pretty fish. Heck, the way that this one bit, I thought for sure it was a lot bigger, but he's like the most narrow one that I've got so far. But there's a lot bigger ones here. Let's keep it up and check my line here. Oh. Gotta sharpen this thing too. That's another thing when you're fishing around rocks and zebra mussels. Make sure your hook is sharp. Again. I got that thing. They're loving it. Hey, black spots on it. Yeah. A bunch of them have that. He's got a little bit of a hair left too. Just weighing my
5 biggest today. Let's see what we can come up with. We got a 3.5, 3.25, 2.25, 2.5. Bet this one's about 2. Something around there. 235. 235. Good looking cold water smallie. Back to the depths with her. Good stuff. Well, we got 13 pounds. They all feel big when you set the hook on them and they're in that cold water like that. I could be boat flipping them too, but just with all the rock and zebra mussels and stuff, it just makes me a little nervous, so I just go out and just grab them. Going through them today, but that's just part of it when you're fishing for smallmouth around a rock. You're gonna lose some tackle. Thread it up in there just like this. There you go. Seems to be the ticket today. They've been choking. Alright, I had to plug the GoPro in for a little bit just because the battery was dead, but caught a couple, bounced around a little bit. Now I'm kind of back on to where I was a little bit further. There was just a lot of people moving in and I was just getting really annoyed with it, so I bounced around. I caught a couple more fish, but it seems like the better size were in this area, so I got about another 45 minutes so I can fish. Gonna stick it out and see if I can upgrade. I think for my best 5 today, I'm just under like 14 pounds, so not great, but for the first day out in the year, you know, it's still fun to just set the hook again. So let's see if we can upgrade a little bit. With a rock. So we're upgrading with a rock. Huge, but he's fat. I knew there was, I could see him swimming around. I knew they were down there. Yeah, he ain't even, I bet he's less than 3 pounds. That's another just good looking, just a good looking smallmouth, man. Well, let's see. We can upgrade with them. Smallest is 235. Let's see. Oh, barely. 240. One thing that's pretty cool about them is look at their lips though. All the black on their lips. Pretty cool. Built right. Back you go. Alright, let's catch a couple more. About the same size. Yeah, he's a little bit bigger. Just a little bit bigger. Like I was saying before, with the bottom being the way it is, I just got to go down and grab them. Oh yeah, it's a little bit bigger. 268. We just need to break that 3 pound mark one more time. There we
Okay, maybe not. Maybe I lied. He's better, but he ain't giant. Yeah, gosh dang it. Just a football. My goodness. I set the hook on that one. I thought he was giant. Not a blemish on these things. Like, they're just beautiful looking fish. This high sun like this, bluebird skies, warming up the water a little bit. Air temps like low 40s today. Water temps high 30s. 257. You know, this is my smallest one. Not bad. There we go. Same size as all the other ones. It's a heavy too, I bet. I couldn't get my hand around them. Just another, they're all about the same size now. I'm not even gonna weigh that one. We need a 3-pounder, but it's still fun. And it's not like they're not sitting here. I mean, there's a couple bigger marks sitting here. We just gotta figure out how to get those ones to eat. Get it in front of them in time. And we're back. Got the boat all backed into the storage unit here. What a day. What a first day on open water here in Wisconsin. It was pretty good. There was a couple little slow parts in there where it took a little bit to get a bite, but you kind of have to expect that when the water temp's 37 degrees. I know like the filming wasn't really the greatest. You did miss part of the day, but it just so happened that that was part of the day that I didn't get a lot of bites, but these fish were just so aggressive in some areas. The one spot that had one fish catch I regret not getting, I had a 2.5-pounder jump clean out of the water. Water temp's 37 degrees. Like, you don't think of that. I mean, their head shaking, you know, and they're putting up a fight, but they're not jumping and doing the typical smallmouth stuff when the water's this cold. So I just thought that was the craziest thing ever. It was so cool. But yeah, as I kind of said before, I mean, it was just rock, deep rock, scattered rock, around rock piles. There was some wood mixed in and moving really, really slow. I'll show you all my setup here. So this is a custom JB3 spinning rod. This is it's a medium heavy action. It's a little bit of a stiffer rod. So how it works for any time I'm dragging and bouncing tubes around, it doesn't matter what size. I like to have a really good backbone. You know, as you can see, there is a little bit of tip in this rod, but it basically stops. Like with the pressure that I'm putting on here right now, not a whole lot. It stops at the fourth guide closest to the end. This is a 7-foot rod. But yeah, like I said, a stiffer rod. Now, I kind of explained it before, but I'll go through it again. With the styles of jig heads that I use, they're all internal jig heads. I know the lighting is not the greatest here, but they're all internal jig heads in there. I use a couple different kinds, and it kind of depends on where I'm fishing and the kind of cover that I'm fishing around. This place that I was fishing, a lot of rock, zebra mussels were a big thing, and you get stuck a lot. So I want a little bit of a stiffer hook so I can pop that tube out of that rock and not worry about the hook getting straightened out, because that has happened to me before. I do use some finesse style tube heads when I'm fishing more open water, like the Great Lakes, for example. Yes, there is a lot of rock, there's a lot of zebra mussels, but I use a smaller hook there because I'm using lighter line, and a lot of times I'm a little bit deeper. Here today, the deepest I was catching them was like 13 feet, which relatively isn't really all that deep. And what I was fishing was a 2 3/4 inch tube Your green pumpkin variation here, 1/4 ounce weight. I wanted to go a little bit lighter, but like I said, there was current in that fishery that I was at today, and the wind kicked up a little bit, so I just wanted to maintain bottom contact. I went through a lot of baits. I mean, I went through a whole bag of tubes and about 2 packs of jig heads, but it is what it is. You got to put the baits where the fish are. So yeah, and then size 30 reel. I was throwing it on 15 pound braid with a 10 pound fluorocarbon leader, FG knot to keep it all together. You know, that's the best knot. That's the only knot that I use for braided fluoro now. You tie it right, it doesn't slip. It takes a little time to get it down, but once you get it down, it is awesome. Comes through the guides perfectly. But yeah, that is my tube setup throughout the year. Leader length on here varies again on the clarity of the water that I'm fishing. This water was pretty clean, but not like Great Lakes clean. So I was throwing it on 10 to 12 foot leader. When it comes to fishing out on Sturgeon Bay, I have a pretty long leader on there. I'm casting a lot of fluoro out before I even get to my braid. But that's just because those fish can see so much further. And yeah, then that's my setup. It was a lot of fun. I don't know how many fish we caught, but I do this all the time. Is I'll go out and just try to catch my best 5 and see what happens. The place where I haven't been on that body of water in a really long time. So I just wanted to see what my best 5 would be, and it was 14.55 for my best 5 fish that I caught. I caught a lot more than just those 5, but that's about it, man. It was a blast. Great first day back here in Wisconsin on the body of water. Felt good to pull against a smallmouth for once. But hey, I know if you guys follow me on Instagram, you've seen me drinking this stuff, but you guys got to head over to First Phorm's website and check out their energy drinks and see if I can get the lighting right. Maybe? I don't know. But it's the blue raspberry one. This thing is phenomenal. There you go. Now you can really see it. But this is a phenomenal energy drink here. A couple other products that I use from them. And I'm a fitness junkie, so that's how I heard about First Phorm, and I'm so blessed to be able to work with them. They have much more than just fitness stuff, but they are a fitness-oriented company, which I really value because I watch what I put into my body and I take it very seriously. So that's why I want to show you guys this stuff. I'll get more in depth about not all their products, but a lot of the products that you can use on an everyday basis. Like one of these things, this is the Cajun style protein stick. It's a beef stick. These things are delicious. They have a bunch of different flavors. The barbecue one's really good. The Cajun style is really good as well. They got a breakfast sausage one and a jalapeno one too, so you gotta try that. And then another thing, when you're out on the water, staying hydrated is a key. Hold on one sec. I take this thing with me everywhere I go. It's a gallon jug. It's full of water all the time. Staying hydrated is key. It doesn't matter what you're doing, what kind of physical activity you're doing, just everyday living. Staying hydrated is very important. Water helps, but sometimes you need a little bit more, especially when you're doing something strenuous, working out. Believe it or not, ESPN did a study back in the day. I actually heard this from Randy Howell, talked to him about it, about the calories that professional anglers were burning in a competition day. They did it on a number of different people and variety of different sizes of people. On average, you burn around 4,000 calories a day fishing in competition. Like, you can say it's not a sport. Some people say it's not a sport, but it's a sport. It's just a different kind of sport. You're working your mind a lot. That's why I emphasize what kind of stuff I put into my body. This is a really long rant, but that's why I find the value in all of First Phorm stuff. Don't worry, I'll drop a link in my description down below. I'll also link some of the products I'm showing you. But back on my hydration train that I was on before, they have these hydration sticks. You mix this with 32 ounces of water. Is it 32? It might not be 32, but I mix in 32 and I put 2 packets. 16 ounces of water. It's similar, but better than, I would say better than like liquid IV. But that's all I got for you guys. Great first day on the water. I'm excited to be back fishing in Wisconsin, chasing these brown fish around. Again, feel free to head over to the Real Shots website. Check out all the stuff that I dropped. They got 2 3/4 inch tubes. They got the jig heads that you need. Bite Me jig heads and Strike King jig heads, as far as the insert into a tube style jig heads, are the ones that I use. You can pick and choose because they got a variety of them and different kinds of tubes from different companies. I mean, a tube up here in the north is something that I throw. I will go more in depth about when I choose a 3.5 inch versus a 2 3/4. We'll save that for another video. But huge shout out to all my sponsors. They'll all be linked in the description down below. If you like what I'm doing, head over there, check them out, support them. They support me. And if you guys have any video content ideas that you would like to see, shoot them my way. I'm always looking for stuff to do, but I got a lot more coming down the pipes. Everybody, thanks for watching. We'll be out on the water again soon. We'll see you.